Smith played in a game already earlier this year. He only played for 41 seconds in essentially a Red Dog scenario for Hobart in their last game against Bucknell, as Hobart tried to win that game down by 2. So it will be Smith in goal to start off the third period, or third quarter, I should say, for Hobart, as Cornell leads 12-3.
I wondered about that, if they would maybe make a change at the half, if only, only to try and just change the momentum, right? This is a different look of a guy, right? Maybe plays on a different angle.
Matt Tully is still in goal for Cornell. We'll see if he stays in there for the rest of the game, as Luke Robinson is going to greet Brady Smith with a goal.
Not yet. No different result yet there, but Robinson just really speed dodge, just right down the alley, just blows it by to give Cornell. It's now a 6-goal run here for the Big Red. Just right down the alley, strong left hand.
And it's cold here in Ithaca. We don't have to illustrate that for most people, but you rarely see the referees wearing their jackets over their normal shirts as well. Your refereeing crew today, Kevin Doherty, Matty Palum, and Scott McCall.
Yeah, I mean, we're at 22 degrees right now, according to the real temperature. I'm sure feels like a little colder out the front.
Here's Jack Cascade, wants his goal and just misses the high corner. Jack Cascade is one of those face-off guys who is always a danger of scoring, especially if he wins it cleanly to himself in front like that. Cascade will finally jog off, and there'll be a small advantage in the substitution game here as Bowie Horseman makes his way on for the second midfield line. Horseman already a goal today for himself. Goldstein with 3 points in that first half. Start of first half for Cornell, number 51 in white. Orland Firth with 3 goals and 4 assists. Horseman works his way free, finds Firth. Goldstein dancing at X like he always does. Now Firth tries to use a screen from Horseman, and he's got a short stick on him. That's Brandon Penn. Murray's at X. Seamus Reardon working past the short stick. And the man was in the crease there. It looked like Horseman just kind of lost where he was on the field. Still a 10-goal lead for Cornell, as Hobart has done a much better job at least clearing the ball than Cornell did in the first quarter. Only 2 failed clears for Hobart today.
I think if you're Hobart here, you want to make sure you get a good possession, work it around, get guys a touch, settle in, almost sort of a reset. Use that second half to say, all right, now we're going to, you can't reset the score, but, a mindset of that.
Goal scorers for Hobart in the first half were Ty Steenhouse, Connor DiTomaso, and Gordon Bennett, as David Peterkim, one of the U20 Canada teammates of Luke Robinson, just misses high.
And you could see it, right? Like that, very much an overhand sort of shot, just like you saw first score on in the first.
Peterkin will get another look and just misses the cage. Lonis was the first one there. A dive for Mike Lonis, and he's been impressive in his home starting debut on close D for Cornell.
Looked very confident.
TJ Lamb trying to go on a one-man clear. Oh, and almost it does indeed airmail his intended target in Nuri.
Again, that was a 10-man ride there by Hobart. The goalie comes out of the cage, picks up one of the attackmen, and there Nuri was up against the sideline trying to pull it in. That's a way you can try and change momentum here if you're Hobart, right? Use that 10-man ride, but you got to be able to take advantage of it when you get in the offensive end. And so far, the Cornell defense has settled in nicely. Seeing Beck Mahoney on the ball here for Cornell.
Steenhouse, one of the goal scorers. Cuts inside, will try to skip across, and aggressive defense now coming from Brendan Staub. A yard sale on Slade Engstrom's stick.
It's a
Procedure will go against Hobart.
Yeah, ball stuck in the stick on the ground. Boy, I tell you, I thought there could have been a slash there on that one. Aggressive Cornell defense here. Again, 10-man ride.
And
another turnover.
Ball is forced out of Griffin McGovern's stick as he turns the ball over.
You know, I think maybe here you got to look and see if you can change fields, make them, have to recover a little bit, take a little time to reset. It's always dangerous when you're clearing towards the box because someone can come out and jump you.
Skip inside to Engstrom, and this time he finds the bottom corner instead of getting yard sailed, and Hobart is back on the board. Stops the 6-goal Cornell run.
And there you see Peterkin with creating the assist there. He's shown some steps here, a little bit of hop in his step, and creates the opportunity there, and a good opportunity for Engstrom to convert is the word I was looking for on the feed.
You didn't hear a lot of David Peterkin's name in the first half. Cornell did a really good job of controlling him, and Peterkin's a guy that's been so crucial to Hobart's offensive success in his career with the Statesmen. That's his 71st point of his career with Hobart. 40 goals and 31 assists for the Ontario native and the U20 Canada teammate.
Box with the ground ball off the wing play. Easy pickup.
Maybe probably soon at some point, we'll have to start differentiating between which box we're talking about, as
you're right.
Charlie and his brother Brian have both. Obviously, we know the time that Charlie gets, but Brian Box has gotten some great time this year as well as Waldman misses the cage.
Goldstein there to back it up on the sideline. Maintain possession for the Big Red.
First midfield line also out for Cornell. Kent Fullestein, Luke Robinson. Passes over to Luzzy. Extra pass. Goldstein spins and misses.
This is a good check there by, not Gilmartin, Kraft for Hobart. Still plenty of time, 32 to shoot. They take Nuri from X. Long, lanky.
Nuri takes it all the way himself, and
is it a legal pick or
either an illegal pick
or someone in the crease?
Yeah.
Couldn't.
It looked like the far official was making that call, and he was closer to the crease, so maybe an inadvertent foot in the crease by Cornell. Second time that Cornell has done that, at least in this game, by my count, as Smith clears the ball over. So Ellenberg can't find his way through.
Coming right back to this first group.
Okay, Dino, who scored in this game last year.
He hasn't had a lot of touches in this game yet.
And he shoots this time. Just misses Tully's cage. He's being guarded there by the younger Box brother. Daniel Cano, team's leading scorer, doesn't have a goal in this game, and he is sent to the ground, slow to get up as well. Ball still being fought for. Brian Box showing some of the physical play that his brother's known for, as the referees are going to discuss. Still no indication on who this ball is for, and it's going to be Cornell ball.
Okay.
It looked like the officials were telling Daniel Cano to relax a little bit on the call. As, again, he was the one who was shoved to the ground and forced the loose ball. Failed clears for Cornell, already up to 6 in this game after 2 failed ones in this quarter alone. Dooley trying to find a teammate. It's going to make it 7 failed clears if Nuri can't track this down, and he just does. Just enough field here for Nuri to pick that
Smart
up.
to just put it out in space there because the goalie had gone back to the cage, so he was fairly uncovered. Cornell did a good job of staying on side through all of that, and we now see the second midfield.
Horseman was being joined there by Grady Taylor, playing in his first game as a Cornell player. Chiapara as well, rotating on that second midfield line. Taylor rides a couple of checks. Nuri trying to spin his way around Galliani. Firth hacked on his way towards Cage. Horseman's got a shorty on it, and he'll shoot and score. 2 goals for Bowie Horseman. And Bowie's a player who has waited his time and now is getting a good amount of run for Cornell. The senior has his second goal of the day.
Just a little bit of his lefty sweep. He's able to, again, get himself into a good position on the field to be able to convert for Cornell and stop the run.
Cornell does indeed stop the Hobart run. They clean up the turnover mess, and Cornell is now taking a 14-4 lead. We'll step aside here at Chocoff Field and come back for the rest of the third quarter after this break.
Getting to see Ivy League put on a national stage is just very, very cool to me.
I get to sit in a classroom with wrestlers who go compete at a national level, hockey players who are making it to championships. To watch them succeed, at a national level, it's pretty incredible.
I don't think I would be where I'm at if I went anywhere else. It's been really fun for me to just challenge myself and make it to those events and perform.
But now I think people are paying a lot more attention to what the Ivy League is capable of and putting some more respect on the league.
The Ivy League is going to be on the big stage more and more often, and I'm excited for that.
At Regeneron, our homegrown technologies and novel scientific approaches focus on serious diseases. And our medicines aim to change lives as we relentlessly pursue more. We know that even the tiniest spark of an idea has the potential for more. We move science to medicine because our world is meant for more.
Exactly the start that Connor Busek and his staff wanted to get off to here at Ithaca for their home opener at Chocoff Field. The defending national champions are up 10 against Hobart. Christian Guzman here alongside Tom LaFalce, as the face-off battle has been a little bit tighter between both of these teams. It's Cornell is only going to pick up their 12th face-off win, or 13th face-off win on the year. They're going to try and run with Matt Dooley, who has a goal already this season. He was checked on the way in. Dooley is still on the field. He's playing crease. Tackman with his long pole. Same with Jack Cascadden, as Cornell will finally get some subs in. Something that you noticed and we've been talking about a little bit, Tom, as this game has gone on. A lot of depth coming into this game. Now we're seeing Griffin McGovern get into the game.
Jackson Smart in as well.
Smart only his second game as a Cornell player, number 52 in white. His first game was back in 2024.
Will Burnfind,
number 26 in white, is onto the field, as well as Smart is essentially tackled to the ground. Ball is still up for grabs, and Smart escapes the pile with it, shoved down by Camella, and Brady Camella will eventually pick up the ball for Hobart. So Cornell is already starting to rotate some players, and this is what you want for Coach Busek, to start getting some of your other players on your team and not necessarily your starters to get some run onto the field against some live ball opponents who want to win this game. As of right now, Matt Tully is still in cage. Seeing along that last test, David Peterkin just misses wide.
I would have to think he'll at least go through the quarter.
Here's Bennett, a goal today for Hobart. Pass a little bit too strong for Snellenberg. Lonis has been essentially harassing Snellenberg the entire game. Peterkin found himself open. It's a great save for Tully, and there's a man in the crease. Oh, no, it's a goal.
They called it a goal.
It looked like Tully might have saved that in front of him just from my angle, but a good goal there for David Peterkin. He'll get onto the score sheet.
Yeah, like I said, he's really showing a lot of hop here. Boy, that was tough to see on the replay, but the official's right on top of it.
Officials got that good angle right at GLE. Again, your officials today, Kevin Doherty, Mandy Palin, and Scott McCall. And David Peterkin picks up his 41st goal in his Hobart career. Drew DeVinny picks up the face-off win playing on the wings. DeVinny in his second game of the season for the Big Red as Cornell continues to rotate guys in. At least for now, Cornell brings back out the first midfield line as Waldman and Luzzy go to work. Same with Robinson. Robinson right down the alley, and it's off the bar.
Just a cross-handed shot, hit the crossbar. He is quick, man. When he goes, he's going to the cage.
And alongside Peterkin, part of that Canada U20 team that won the World Lax Championships in South Korea. As in the sub-game, Hobart will score, and it's Steenhouse who picks up his second goal.
Just a slow developing play. It was like he doesn't seem like the fastest of players, but he just came right down that and a nice long feed to be able to create the opportunity for him and just able to convert that. I think it was it Di Tommaso that made the pass?
Looks like it indeed. And
yeah,
again, Steenhouse, a Richmond transfer with Cornell set to take on the Spiders this weekend, but Hobart's got a 2-goal run for themselves. And it's a Hobart team that, again, has only lost their 2 games this season by a combined 3 goals. Only 1 goal to Colgate, 2 goals to Bucknell. Hobart team that's looking to be improved under Stephen Brundage in his first season as Hobart head coach. And Scadden with another face-off win. Cornell starting to pick up more and more face-off wins. They were 15 of 23 at the dot now. Second midfield line out. Firth still handles the ball. Skip pass across. Swift move from Horseman, and he scores. That's a hat trick for Bowie Horseman.
Just steps around the defender. It's so important for you players out there, youth players especially, right? You can't overcommit. You got to break down, and he just went for the stick, just gets by him, and just blasts it high. Not much of a chance there for Brady Smith to make the save. Stops the run at 2. Again, if you're Cornell, you want to make sure you don't let Hobart just get on a run here, right? If they start to feel any sort of momentum, you got to stop it as quickly as you can. And there you have good offensive possessions, create opportunities. Melkonian at the X.
And even with Melkonian in the X, he picks up the ground ball after the scrum.
They're really letting them play here today.
Only 1 penalty on the Big Red in this game. It was a cross-check by Firth. And that happened way off ball. It's something that we didn't notice until the play was blown dead. Not a lot of opportunity for Cornell to practice their power play. They've only scored 1 power play goal on 5 attempts this year. First midfield's back out for Cornell. The pass onto the crease was blocked by, as Goldstein was trying to look for Nuri cutting in. Something we've seen a little bit in this game also. Yeah, that was Goldstein at X, but Nuri has played a good amount of this game at X as well. Last year was almost exclusively Goldstein playing behind the net. Comella gets yard sailed.
But goes out of bounds tried to goose it over.
It will stay with Hobart Baldo. Also get a fresh 80 to clear this ball over as Cornell has picked up the tempo on its riding.
And just a straight ride.
And finally, Peterkin gets free.
Tell you, if I were Cornell, I'd be making sure to not let Peterkin, keep feeling it here, because he's really started to create some opportunities not only for himself but for his teammates.
Peterkin was an A10 first team all player last year. I know. Sent away from Cage. Tries to play two-man with Peterkin, but Dooley is stapled to him. Beck Mahoney on Snellenberger. Max Snellenberger with Mahoney's stick all over him. Ball eventually found Peterkin. Double slide to him. Bennett feeds across. Virginia skip pass to Peterkin was off target, and will be Cornell ball.
Really good recovery by the Cornell defense there. They were able to they got rotating. They brought two guys to the ball, and now they're going to be able to have to set up their clear.
It seems like Cornell
10-man again.
As Cornell tries again to beat this 10-man. 6 failed clears for Cornell so far today. And
took a look at the open cage, but decides to hold it.
Firth did come across the box to pick that ball up, and it seems like Cornell took her advice to sending that double slide to Peterkin once he had that ball at GLE.
Yeah, I'm sure they're listening to me from up here.
Firth, pass inside him, behind the back attempt, not sent home. Ball up for grabs and eventually gets into Smith's crease.
I was surprised he went behind the back there. I thought he could have been able to just get from the straight side up here. Under a minute to go here in this third quarter. So when Hobart gets the clear, they can hold for one if they want. Cornell did not get the pole on yet. Nope, here it comes now. So they're able to get it on.
Under 40 seconds now to go in the quarter.
But didn't get Luzzy off.
And
looks like we're going to have a timeout here by Hobart.
Hobart has called.
It is indeed a Hobart timeout as the Statesmen look to pick up a goal to end off the third quarter. It's actually 3-3 in goals in this quarter, and Hobart right now, they're building up obviously for A10 play, and A10 play in general is going to be tough for them. When you take a look at the preseason poll, everyone knows who's going to be on top of the A10. It's going to be Richmond, and that's just been the case throughout the entirety of the A10 poll ever since there's been an A10 preseason poll. Everyone thinks Richmond's going to be, especially with the number 3 rating and what they accomplished in the postseason last year, taking Cornell all the way to 1-goal games in both of their meetings last year. That game between Richmond and Cornell on Saturday, really one of the primetime premier games that a lot of the Lacrosse fans are going to be looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Richmond's going to be one of the toughest teams in the country, and now as we move to the Ivy League, right, you can see that there's a lot of teams here that have opportunities. This is a deep league. You've got teams that have all played at a high level at the very top. It'll be interesting to see, does Dartmouth take a next step after making, a lot of progress in the beginning of the year, maybe not as good down the home stretch, but, really able to develop as a team. Be interesting to see what Yale does this year. They're losing their 2 attackmen, Johnson, who have gone to Maryland. So it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back here. And Hobart, with the shot clock, quote unquote, off.
They'll hold for the final possession against the reigning defending champions of Division I men's lacrosse in Cornell. Cornell holding on to a 9-goal lead that they had at halftime. Under 10 seconds to go. Here's Slade Engstrom working his way in, trying to fight off Charlie Bucks. Eventually gets to GLE and shovels it just off the side of the net from Tully. And that